So, something we haven't talked about in a while is the Brunson case. 5 days from now is the next court date. Can't speak still. January 6th. And this case has to do with the 2020 election, not necessarily the result, but how the election itself was conducted and the failure of Congress to investigate, despite the request by 100 congressmen to investigate. It was led by Ted Cruz. Pretty genius case. So far, all the cases that have been brought to court, there have been issues with, wasn't filed the best. But more importantly, went after the actual result of the election itself. And this case is different because it goes after a process that was violated. And with some of the information that's now coming out publicly, thanks to Twitter files and Elon Musk, the investigations were warranted. It wasn't just some frivolous thing because we didn't like the result of the election. There was actual reason to believe that there was potentially enough fraud to change the result of the election. But as I said, this case isn't actually about the result. So before we get in it, just got to plug my sponsor. Okay. It's Keto BHB. After the holidays, if you're anything like my Italian family, it did nothing but eat the last few weeks. Most people, their New Year's resolution is to lose a couple pounds. Once again, can't talk today. It's my goal as well. So keto BHB pills, they help you burn fat and increase your energy doing it. Give it a try. There's a reason the keto diet is so popular. This will help kickstart the process of ketosis, which could be a real pain in the ass sometimes. Anyway, now that we got that done with. The Brunson case. Just to give you a little background, right? This action is against 388 federal officers in their official capacities, which include President Joe Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris, Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi, and former Vice President Michael Richard Pence. All the respondents have taken the required oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And as such, they are liable for the consequence when they violate the oath of office. The other respondents are just members of Congress and Senate and whatever. Respondents were properly warned and were requested to make an investigation into the highly covert, swift, and powerful enemy as stated below, seeking to destroy the Constitution and the United States. Respondents purposely thwarted all efforts to investigate this, whereupon this enemy was not checked or investigated. Therefore, the respondents adhere to this enemy. So, as I said earlier, it's not necessarily about the result of the election. It's questioning the level of fraud and participation from a foreign entity, which makes it a national security issue. Ted Cruz and others led, about 100 others, led an effort to take the 10-day period, which was required by law, to investigate the allegations of fraud. Now, we ended up doing the Fedsurrection with the help of Ray Epps, who, by the way, is still a free man. Why? I think we know why. And then they used that as an excuse to not only not hear any of the reasons the 100 people wanted the investigation, not that it would have mattered. By law, they would have had to give the 10-day period because there were enough senators and congressmen who demanded investigation. So at minimum, they should have at least given them the 10 days to look into the allegations, which they failed to do. Well, now with the Twitter files, we're hearing a hell of a lot about foreign interference, intelligence agencies, the CIA, the Pentagon. Why? And Twitter's not alone. You might as well, every time you hear Twitter, just imagine YouTube, Google, Instagram, WhatsApp, whatever, right? Telegram, all of them, I'm sure. And nobody's reporting on this. You know, while I'm at it, Kash Patel was asked about this. I can't remember what show. Nino Rodriguez, I think, had him on and asked him about the Brunson case. And the guy had no idea. Anyway, which reminds me, if you are watching this on Rumble and BitChute, in the description below, I have, I'm going to have a link to a website from the Brunson brothers who explains who they are and why they brought this case and all that. And then there's going to be another link to the Supreme Court docket and the updates that I'm about to put on the screen next. So what has gone on with this case? Oh, it's not the right one. Okay. You probably can't see that. I can't. On the 20th of October, there was a writ of certiorari, whatever the hell that is. Response was due November 23rd. On November 23rd, that's when the respondents, the writ of certiorari, whatever the hell that is, that was pretty much, it wanted a response from the 388 respondents who on the 23rd, they responded pretty much saying that we're going to respond with no response. You know, they waived their right to respond. And then November 30, it says distributed conference. I'm not quite sure what the hell that is. December 28th, amicus brief of Paul Preston and New California State submitted. On the 30th, amicus brief of Paul Preston and New California State submitted. On the 31st, of supplemental amicus brief of Paul Preston and New California State submitted. And now the next court date is on the 6th. So I know you like to see my face better. Anyway, so there is movement on the case, and not a word from the media, but that's really all I had to say here. Hopefully you found this video useful. If you did, hit the like and share button. Don't forget to check out our sponsor in the description below or in the post if you're on Twitter or True Social. Thank you.